Agud Voch Raboisai. Welcome, welcome. We're live at the Kinar Hotel, right on the Kinneret. We had an amazing Shabbaton, really amazing. People came over to me now, one after another. Best Shabbos of my life. Best Shabbos of my life. So we had an incredible time. Incredible speakers. David Kaplan spoke in English, and Reb Braverman spoke unbelievably. He's part of the Shir also, so somebody that speaks very well in general. He's a professional speaker for Arachim, but he's also part of the Shir, so it added so much. What? Arachim is they do these weekends to be Makar of people that are not Shomer Torah mitzvahs, and they're able to speak for hours on end without. He is a talent. He didn't have a piece of paper. He spoke for an hour straight without taking one breath, without getting mixed up once. Just continues and goes and goes and goes, and people were on the floor. It was unbelievable. So, a lot of stories. I don't remember anything he said, but almost anything. I just remember it was very geschmack. It was just pure. The singing was on a whole different level. It was like people were so into it, and I really think it's an important part of MDY, the Shabbosim. Chaval that not everybody was here. I know people complained it costs a lot of money. It was 2,500 shekel, which is very cheap compared to what it costs in America. 2,500 shekel for a couple. It didn't even cover the cost. We had to raise a lot of money to make it happen. But I think it's super important to just a week of Achdus, of getting to know the ganze Mishpacha, hearing uplifting Divrei Torah and seeing how. And then we had this panel with Yaakov Shafnis, Baruch Shafnis, his brother, ran this unbelievable panel. He had 5 guys up here and was interviewing them, and they were saying over stories from their life. And a guy said, no cameras, and he's not here now, so I could just say it. But a guy said, he went to yeshiva, the whole thing. Before the shir, he called himself not Jewish. I wasn't Jewish, and now I'm a Yid. Now I appreciate learning. I love learning. I love mitzvahs. I love walking with the sisters on the outside, and he's so proud. And he brought 100 and something people to the shir, and the kids are things like that. One story after another was beautiful stuff. So Be'ez Hashem, if you really can't afford it and you didn't come to Shabbos, so I advise that you start putting money aside. And thank you to all the tzaddikim that made it happen, starting with Benny Rudnick, who said, we got to do this, and he ran with it. And Yossi Klan, who gave him a hard time when he was trying to do his thing, and he did his, from America, no, we're not, cancel this, I'm going to do that. Shkoich Rav Yossi. But a beautiful Shabbos without any flaws, mamish, A to Z. I never thanked Shlomo Skolnick. Shlomo Skolnick is from our neighborhood. He did a phenomenal job. People told me, travel, deal. People told me, I asked him, how many complaints did you have? He says, not even one. And he said, I want to tell you something. He came back, he said, I do this for a living. I do Shabbosim all the time. Pesach program, he says, when you have a professional speaker, he says he brings the top speakers in there. So he told me names, I'm not going to say who they are. He says you get 30, 40 people at a speech. He says he never in his life did he see Shal Shudas was over. It's supposed to be the speech started at 6:30. 6:37, he said, this is what he told me. He said not a single woman was left upstairs in the dining room. Every single person came down to hear the speech. He said never seen anything like that. That kind of achdus, that kind of thirst for Torah and to hear good words is unbelievable. It is Horayos, and we gotta move, but I have 45 emails I gotta show you. Let's see if I can show any of them. This was the place, and Morty Rubin did a phenomenal job on look at the graphics and background. Goy Gomer in the foreground. here. Guy without a hat, with a hat, with a kibbutz rugal, white kibbutz rugal. Look at that. That's from David Kaplan. Should I have You know, a lot of times people were experienced with this already, and I gotta throw it out there before I forget, so you can remind me next Shabbaton. The English Shabbaton, American Shabbaton, here we go, let me show you. January 9th. We already have a place, the Hilton at Stanford Hotel. Exactly, beautiful rooms, beautiful place. January 9th, but,
It's a video.
Oh, it's a video. It's a beautiful video. How'd you get those stars to do that? This is what you wanted me to push? Hey, Givaldi, good stuff. I mean, the shots will be a little nicer than that. But I got to tell you, because a lot of people have this concern. Their wives, what are their wives going to do? Who are they going to speak to? And it turns out that the women had a great time. I don't know about this Shabbos because I didn't speak to the women yet. Yeah, you said the pashtas. There's no pressure. You don't have to. Actually, one guy came over to me. I felt bad. He doesn't know. He says, we bought a brand new stroller for this Shabbos, I promise you. We bought a brand new stroller, and my wife bought a whole new wardrobe. And I want to say, no, this is different. MDY is different. This is not a Pesach program, in the Fontainebleau. This is MDY. The women, bepashtas, but geschmack. And people told me today, they thought they're not going to have anybody to speak to. The wives, they got to speak to people immediately. So tell your wives to come to the Shabbaton. They're going to love it. It's a life-changing experience. But it's a life-changing experience. Worth all the money. $2,500 is nothing. Shekel is nothing. How much is it? It's going to be like $1,000 a person. Start saving up right away. You know what? No excuses. January 9th. I want to see you there. Let me watch this video one more time because it's such a geschmack one. Wow. Rabbi Sai. Top of the line artist. Chavi Yehudas Bela Bats. Rachel Refush Leimo. Los Angeles Siyum, Rabbi said the Los Angeles Siyum, wow. Be'ez Hashem, we're going to have 2 live locations there. 2, not 1, 2. This is amazing also. In Gibraltar, they watch the shir. It's part of the curriculum, he says over here. Wanted to share some wonderful news with you. Your program is being received with tremendous enthusiasm here in Gibraltar. The boys absolutely love it. And they're not going to love today's daf that much, but, I shouldn't talk like that. Today's going to be amazing, the daf. So many boys have been asking for MDY. It's become clear this was the right step forward. It's truly making a big impact. And the passion for learning that you've inspired here is beautiful to see. I love this picture right over here. Check out. They all wear the same exact tie and jacket. Rabbi Sai, this is in Hollywood, Florida. Base Mordechai in Hollywood, Florida. Live location. Go check them out. Led by Shai Amlis. This, in honor of my father's siyum himself, I baked an MDY cake. Oh boy, this was an amazing. You know what? It's too long, so you got to remind me to put it in. It's a beautiful email, so I'll read the Be'ez Hashem tomorrow. Mark, do me a favor, just put it in there so we don't forget. Shkoyach Kobi. Masechet sponsors: David Salomon, dedicated in memory of Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiv. What minute do we start on the clock so I can know how to do the cheshbon?
Start 10 minutes ago.
Masechet sponsored, anonymous, Hatzlacha Baruch Nitzim Gashmias. L'zchus Zachenu Bnei Yisrael, Joel Gedalius, L'nishmas, my father Jack Gedalius. Co-sponsored monthly, anonymous from London. Hatzlacha b'parnasa, weekly, anonymous. Schut Refu Shlomo v'Shlomo ben Yomen Halevi ben Rivka. No better way to ask for it. Baruch Hashem. Monthly sponsors: TCS Israel Power by Talk and Save. Anonymous. For Shlomo, Sarah Bat Modoram, and Shira Bat Sarah. Aaron Kessler, in honor of the marriage of my son and my daughter. Am I relocating to Eden Gardens in Orlando, Florida? They both should have a zivug hagun and a happy, long marriage. Daily sponsors: Shimmy Baron. Happy anniversary, Nechama. Yisrael Scherer celebrating his parents' 50th year anniversary. Gedalia Miller, schus for Reb Eli and MDY family, looking forward to a joint MDY Kesher Nafshi Shabbaton. Leibel Tenenbaum, Lili Nishmas, Yakim Michal Ben Yisrael, Yankee Meyer, the founder of Misaskim in America. Meyer. Yankee Meyer. Okay. MDYR. Monthly, Refuah Shlema for Yehonatan Eitan Ben Bashav Bracha. Yehonatan Eitan was here. Is he here tonight? Here. Shalom Aleichem. Yehonatan Eitan did the Hadron for us today. Schus to have you here for the Shabbos. The Refuah Shlema, Mordechai Ben Esther. Those who know. Those who heard my speech on Friday night. The Refuah Ayelet Daniel Zev Ben Ayelet Esther. Yeah. Huh? Oh, slide 2. The Shabbos sponsors. Oh, a lot of tzaddikim, anonymous. Oh, Shmulik Wasserman, anonymous, for sponsoring a big part of our hall that we had over here. And Avi Kamiansky for jumping in. And Ari Simon, all the Chosheva guys who care about the rest of the Chevra. Anonymous, L'Refuah Shlema, Yonatan Eitan B'Beshav Bracha, V'Zuchaim Ben Devorah Chai Golda, sponsored by Dark Global. Anonymous is Chos Latzlacha for all our kids this year, and Parnasa. Okay, Rabbi Isai, we got a daf today. Let me tell you, geschmack stuff. We're holding by daf Amud Beis. Says the Mishnah, I'm hungry and there's pizza coming afterwards. Whoever behaves nicely gets pizza afterwards. Hayru bezdin v'yoda echad mem shetov v'omar lehen toyimatim. That's what we're holding, yeah? Yeah. You sure? Okay. Bezdin made a psak, and one of the people in the Bezdin, one of the 71, knows that there's a mistake. V'omar lehen toyimatim, and he told them, you are mistaken. Oy sheloi hoya mufla shel bezdin sham. The top guy in the Sanhedrin was gone. Oy sheloi echad mem ger. Oy mamzer. One of them was a ger and a mamzer, or a mamzer. Puzzle for dina nefashos. Oy nosin. One of the givonim. What's the givoin? We don't have to go through it, but real quickly, there was a nation that fooled Klal Yisrael. Yeshua swore to them that he's going to make them part of Klal Yisrael, and they'll be. And then they found out that they lied. So he had to keep his shvua, and he made them water schleppers. Oy zaken, shloi roy lebanim. You hear this, or Barye? Don't worry about it. Here's, if you're an old man, you can't have children. You can't paskin on din nefashos. Harei ze potter. The bezdin is potter from a helam dover. Shenemar kan edo. It says by us by helam dover. It says edo, and also it says by ritzicha. It says edo. By somebody that kills by mistake. Ma'ida amur lahalon kulan ruin lo'ira. Afeda amur kanat you kulan ruin lo'ira. Lahalon kulan ruin lo'ira. Unless, in case I missed a word. So it happens to be that it has to be like ritzicha. Just like ritzicha, you have to be a certain dayan, and if you're not, you're ger, or too old. Same, it's a problem. So too by paralam dover. You have a bezdin, and if the head of the bezdin is not there, we're going to see in a second what the problem is. Or I thought it was funny. I'm going to stop for a second. I told Oilam in the shear place is packed. I said I'm probably the only guy that didn't make it to the Kinneret. So I was looking out my window. I was like, I'm dying to go there. It's like so beautiful, but it's very little time to prepare shear in between all the speeches and everything. I said, okay. Gotta go. I didn't make it. I said, and who in this room didn't go see the Kinneret? And the whole place raised their hand. Everybody, 3 people maybe didn't raise their hand. Shimmy, Meshuggah, how do you not go? You're here. It's like we're on the water, basically. I just want to walk there.
They locked the gate at 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Ah.
No, you can still go.
Yeah, but during the day.
Very rocky.
Okay.
Your feet. It's not good.
Oh, come on. Yeah, the American spoiled brat.
Anytime you do rock and roll. I do.
Oh. Says the Gemara, how do you know if the top of the bezdin is not there, you don't bring a car. It's as if they didn't do a good psak. How do you know? When Bezin makes a mistake in a mefurish pasuk, how come they're potter? They should have learned the Torah and they didn't. And so too, when the top dayan is not there, they should have learned, they should have spoken to the top person, they didn't. That's their fault, and it's not a good psak. And therefore, they don't bring a par helam dabar. The Gemara says, Nemasham, it says in the Mishnah, Nemasham Eda v'Nemasham Kan Eda. It says by Ritzicha, the word Eda. By par helam dabar Eda. Shu kulam ruim lo'ira. They all have to be roiv to give a psak. How do you know by Ritzicha that all these people listed in the Mishnah, the Ger and the Nas and the Mamzer, etc., cannot be dayanim? Together with Moshe Rabbeinu. Imach b'doimim lach. They should be similar to you, Moshe Rabbeinu. Maybe it means the second Pshat in Rashi, just like you, Moshe Rabbeinu, you are ro'i for the Hakadosh Baruch Hu to rest himself, so to speak, on you. So too, the 71. Another pasuk. They should carry the load, itach, together with you. People that are similar to you. Obviously, it's not referring to the Shechina. Over here, it's talking about itach like you, Moshe Rabbeinu. Says the Mishnah, Hoyru Bezdin Shagigim. If the Bezdin made a mistake, Vasu Kol HaKol Shagigim, and so everybody else, listen to the Bezdin that this Chaylev is mutter. But it was a mistake on both sides, the Bezdin and the community. That's a classic case of Hoyras Bezdin. Halacha is Miviyim Par. But what about, this is super strange. How many parallel dovers did Klal Yisrael bring in history? You said 0? Why do you say 0?
This is the one for the mistake? Or?
Yeah. Why do you say 0? Where'd you get that from?
Why would Bezdin make a mistake like that?
It's in the Torah, obviously they can make mistakes. Nice guess, but you're right. He says he came all the way from Florida for this, for the Shabbaton. That's what he tells me. It's not his fault. In Florida, they don't have anything but shorts. You ever see these guys come to New York? Same way. Come in the shorts. It's snowing outside. They're hailing down a taxi in shorts. It's not his fault. Am I wrong?
No.
That's how you go to New York, right?
Right.
Flip-flops, shorts. Oh man, 30 below 0. Wow. I forgot to look it up on the news. Got to speak to this guy. 6 weeks before the safari, he's looking at the weather in the Miviyim Par. Oh, Mezidim. Listen to this. It's crazy. Bezdin decides to lie to Klal Yisrael. He lies straight through their nose, through the teeth. This chaylev is mutter. It's amazing. So obviously, the nation listens to them. They take it. Bezdin said. So Mezidim Vasashayim. Miviyim Kizbo Sira. Klal Yisrael did an Aver b'Shogig. This is a serious Shogig because they were fooled. It's not their fault. I know, but that's what Shogig is. And therefore, each and every one must bring a carbon. Chatos. What if Bezdin Shogigim? Vasum Mezidin is also a super weird case. Bezdin knows less than the Tzibur. They made a mistake b'Shogig, and everybody knew that they made a mistake, and they still ate the chaylev. Harei Lupturim, there's no carbon over here. What are you going to bring a carbon for? Everybody was amazed. You don't bring a carbon on amazed. You bring a carbon on a Shogig. Says the Gemara, Shogig Vasum Mezidin Harei Lupturim. The Gemara makes a diuk, interesting diuk. You and I probably wouldn't come up with this diuk on our own. But it says in the Mishnah that if Bezdin made a mistake and everybody did it on purpose, v'asum ezidim, harei elu p'turim. So Gemara says, I can be medayik, hashayik dumi demezid, chayav. It's only because they were mezidim. That's why you're potter. But what if you weren't amazed? What if you like a step away from amazed? Much less than amazed. You were a shaygig similar to amazed. V'hechi dami. And what's the case? I don't even have to tell you. You know the case, Balpeh. Let me just show you and remind you, refresh your memory. What do you mean? People eat steaks. The whole class all eat steaks in one day. On 4th of July, they don't all eat steaks in one day. They eat chaylev also in one day. Anyways.
What is in the fridge? I want what is in the fridge.
He asked for Shuman, the famous case. He asked for Shuman, but he got chaylev instead. So he's just shagging on that. But Bezin pasking the rate of chaylev is mutter. There's two things going on here. There's a shagging, his own personal shagging. So the Gemara calls this, interesting, the Gemara calls this a shagging dumya de mezid. It's a diuk. It's only when Bezdin made a mistake and everybody else was mezid that the potter mashma that in another case they would be chayev. In this case, you should be chayev the Gemara's medayik. Says the Gemara, no, it's not a good diuk. Here, I have a good shot. It seems like you're chayiv. Only in the case of the Mishnah you potter, but in this case you're chayiv. It's not a good diuk. The word mezid is only because it fits in with the reisha, but it's not a word to be medayik from. It's not. Oh, it says mezid. Yeah, it says mezid because I'm trying to be consistent with the lashon. It's more poetic. It flows better. It matches the words of the Mishnah, of the reisha. Says the Heilige Mishnah. Hayru Bezdin vasu kol alcohol aru b'malpiyam. Bezdin made a psak, and the Klal Yisrael listened to it. What's the halacha, Rabbi say? Par helam davar. But how many? We have a three-way machlokes. Two of them are super easy to remember. One of them is complicated, so just, for the rest of the shir, just kind of ignore him. Pretend he's not there. Remeir says one cow. Rebbe Yehuda says one per shevet. So those two shittas are super easy. Let me just go back over a second. What you see here is, Remeir says one cow if most of the shvatim did it and most of the people in Klal Yisrael did it. Comes to Shimmy and explains, in Remeir he didn't mean both, he meant either or. Most of the shvatim, how much is most of the shvatim? 7. Or most of the community, how much is most of the community? I don't know, but 51%. Remeir doesn't say either or, he says both. Okay. Again, so Remeir says 1, Rabbi Yehuda says 1 per shevet. And Rabbi Shimon says, in addition to what the shvatim bring, the bezin also has to bring 1. So it's possible sometimes they would have to bring 13. If each shevet brings, I got to tell you this, because this actually gave me chizuk today. I get, these Shabbatons are really good. You get to hear a lot of good, fresh stories. Well, I didn't hear that many, but it's 1 or 2 really good ones. But before Shacharis today, I went I was learning with my chavrusa, and there's a Yid by the name of Reb Eagle. Aleph, Yid, Gimel Lamed. He's sitting with us right here. I just want to tell you, it gave me chizuk. He told me that he does a siyum on Masechtas Makis every single day. He learns the entire Masechta every day. He knows it klar. He's flies through it. When you do Chazar so many times, he does Mamash Siyum every single day. Here he is, right over here. But besides that, he told me, come over here, says give it.
Get out here.
Come around. Shkoyach Rabbi Eagle. It's a schiz. So, Rabbi Eagle, I don't know if we didn't schmooze about this before, but you and your wife told me that the daf changed your life. Is it MS?
Yeah.
How? How did it change your life? Give me one example that you didn't tell me. One zach.
My wife said that she had a geschmack in all Yiddish Sachen. Not only she from the daf, she took the geschmack also from...
But what about you? That's your wife.
Me too. I got to the Chazura of Makis and I continue with Gittin now with everything because
because of MDY?
I started English here and then I started the Hebrew. I did both every day.
Wow.
I do Chazuras also. And Boch Shem today I'm staying in Israel already from Pesach. I used to go travel back and forth. And
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem,
It was a nice Shabbos. You had a good time, the Shabbos?
Beautiful.
All right. Yishkoyach. Thank you so much. Thanks for the chizuk. I think the whole Olam can learn from you. To do chazara. You can do a lot of chazara. Huh?
Big chance of winning $1,000.
That's right. You can, well, no, chazar in the shir. You can't say it's a good thing what he's doing in Makkah, but you got to get a chazar in Horayos. Let's see him do 26 daf of Horayos every day. Wow, there's like 100 daf.
That's no share a day. That's bizarre.
Yeah, it's true. Go in there into the. There's something called the internet. I don't know if you know about it, and you got to go in there and you click, and you get. He knows. Where does he watch the shir? Okay, Zog Gemara. So, these are the three shittas right over here. And we're going to go into them today. So basically, if you know this, that's today's daf. This right over here. How does he learn this? How does he learn that? And then, these are the shittas. So let's see. From the top of the Mishnah, which is 3 lines from the bottom of Daf Amud Beis, Hoyru Bezdin. We're only 30 minutes into the share. We have 30 minutes to do this whole massive daf. Not going to happen. Okay. The pizza's coming soon. Hoyru Bezdin v'osu kol ha'kol Rubim al piyam. Mivi par. I got carried away. I'm so excited about the Shabbos. Calling this guy up. This is Horayos. There's no time to call people up. So Klal Yisrael did what Bezdin did. What do you do? Mivi par. Who says par? 1. Who says 1? Rabbi Sai. Remeir. And if Bezdin lied to them and told them to do Avodah Zarah, not on purpose, made a mistake, and Avodah Zarah, type of Avodah, we spoke about it, Shtachava, this way, that, you have to bring 2, Par v'Sar. Dirime. If you do Shnei Osar Shvatim, Mevim Shnei Osar Parim. 12. Not 1 like Remeir, 12. So how much do you have to bring if they told them to do Avodah Zarah and they listened? Double, 24, 12 and 12. Mivim shnei masar parim, shnei masar seir. Top of Amud Aleph, Reb Shimmy oimer shloisha asar parim. How do you get to 13? Because Bezdin has to bring also. So here what's going on? According to Reb Shimon, every shaver brings plus the Bezdin, so you got 13. So, we're going to get there in a second. We're not done with Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon is a little interesting. You saw it's a whole thing. Par v'sal goes shevet. Par v'sal Bezdin. Hoyru Bezdin v'asu shiva shvatim. Now what if only 7 out of the 12 do it? Oy ruban al pm. So this is interesting. If you have a pencil, which you don't, or try to remember, oy ruban over here is not what we were learning until now. Most of the shvatim. Oy ruban means most of the 7. Most of the 7 shvatim. It's interesting, but something like this. There's a roiv of 7 shvatim. You take 7 shvatim and you do roiv. Okay, maybe it's more confusing than not. In the shevet, you need a roiv. Yeah, if you have 100,000 people in shevet Ruvain, so 51,000, and then you have 200,000 in Shimon, so it's 100 and whatever thousand. Kitzer, it's the roiv of that shevet of 7. That's what Rashi says. So according to Remeir, if 7 do it, again 1. Avodah Zarah, double it up. So in fact, it doesn't really necessarily mean 7. It means even if one shevet sinned, you bring 1 carbon. 7, 7. 11 shvatim, 11. Now, Ushar shvadim shleichatu mevim al yedeim par. This is an interesting halacha. If 7 shvatim do an avera, then all 12 shvatim should bring a carbon. They have to bring because of them, like an arvos kind of thing. We're going to see in the psukim. Because even those who don't sin, they have to bring. You bring 8. Says Reb Shimon, you bring 8. Parvizar chol shevet. Parvizar is the bezdin. Avodah Zarah, you have to bring double. Hoyru bezdin. So says Reb Shimon, if 7 shvatim sinned, you bring 8. Why do you bring 8? Because 1 for the bezdin. 7 plus 1. Let's say Reuven Shevet decided that the Bezin said something, so the whole Reuven did it. Rabbi Yehuda says no, only that Shevet. Say Chachamim, it doesn't go by this Shevet's Bezin, it has to be the Sanhedrin. You learn from the pasuk, it has to be Dafka Sanhedrin. Here, check this out, a little bit of a thing. I think Americans would get this more than the Israelis. This guy's like, what is it
You
called?
said this is kosher, right?
Vampire. A vampire has this
You
those
said
long
this is
teeth.
kosher, right? I don't remember what I said.
Okay? If the Rav said, or the Bezin said, that one thing is kosher, they said chaylev is kosher, but then they forgot. Did I say chaylev? Did I say dam? They forgot. And meanwhile, this guy ate two things. You'd say that the Bezin has to bring a parallel dover. The Bezin, need to know what they said wrong, and if they don't know, they don't bring a parallel dover. Asher chatu, they sin too. This is like Rabbi Yehuda. Two shvatim did the avera, they bring two cows, 2 bulls. Maybe 2 individuals, not 2 shvatim. Oh, so we're going to see this is a very important limud for us. It says in the Torah, hakahol chayav. V'chol kahol v'kahol chayav. Hakahol, it goes by the community. You need a congregation. And each shevet is a congregation. Ketzad. Chodesh le'shvatim mevim shnei parim. If 2 shvatim sin, you bring 2. Chodesh shiva mevim shiva. Now, they have to bring the 7. Abashar shvatim shleichotim mevim aideim par. Shafilu el shleichotim mevim aidei choitim. Chnemar kahol l'chayv akal kahol v'kahol. A lot of arichos, typical Horayos style. That you see from the word kahal that each and every shevet has to bring, and those who didn't sin also bring. Shimmy oimer shiva shvatim shechatu mevim shiva parim ubezim mevim ayideim par. In addition to the 7 that the shvatim have to bring, Bezin also brings, so it's total of 8. Shenemer lamata kahal. What's 46? I should go there? 46. Oh, no, that's something else. Hold on, that's something else. We're holding over here. Here we go, right over here. It says hakol on top. Pasuk Yudaled, it says that's the bottom. It says hakol twice. The word hakol. Now, if you look at Pasuk Gimel, the pashtus is it says Adas Yisrael, which is not Bezin, right? And then it says V'nelam dover me'eni hakol. Me'eni hakol is referring to Bezin. Okay. So it says the Gemara. Let's see inside. It says Nemar. Shenemar lemato. It says below. Kahol. V'nemar lemato. Me'eni hakol. It says on top. You see? Ma kahol over lemalo bezdin im hakol. The top pasuk says Adas Yisrael. That's the kahal. That's Klal Yisrael. And then it says Me'eni hakol. That's the bezdin. So that together, they both have to bring something. They have to do something. When it says vikrivu, they should sacrifice the korban, is referring to both the bezin and who? Klal Yisrael. So that's one way to learn it. Bezin im hakahol. Okay, forget. That's one drasha. One bull for everybody. Why? From the same limud. Bezdin v'loy tzibur. Main alcohol means bezdin, and he believes that the whole pasuk says remade. The whole pasuk is talking about bezdin. That's true. I don't care about it. It's not. It's bezdin. Alcohol, ha'omer lamato bezdin v'loy tzibur. So v'ikriv alcohol is referring to bezdin. Only one carbon, and that's it. Not Klal Yisrael, just bezdin. Reb Shimon Elazar Omer Mishmai Chodesh Shisha Shvatim V'Hem Rubish Alcohol Oy Hamor Oy Shiva Afa Bisha Einoi Rubish Alcohol. So that's what we had the other day. Check this out. Here's 5 Shvatim. Here's 7. What's more, 5 or 7? 7. So Mela Panovich was 5. Oh, that's the next one. No, this is electoral votes. Here we go by the states. Here's the blues. Oh, I see the blues and the reds. Givaldic. 7 is more than 5, so you have 1 roiv. There's another roiv. No, I became mamish. Perfect timing. Now, over here you can see that the 6 on the left are greater than the 6 on the right. There are more people in the 6 on the left than 6. That's another roiv. One roiv is 7 versus 5, total shvatim, electoral votes, and over here is the popular vote. The ones on the left, well, no, the ones on the right, more popular. But I'd say here's, yeah, you get it? There's right and left. Over here, on the left, the ones on the left over here happen to be more. Yoshi messed up. Where is he? Walked in there. Rivaldi. Says Gemara. Oh, so Rav Shimon says you need a roiv, either 6 shvatim and vehem rubish kahal, or shiva or 7 avishen rubish kahal. Mevim par. Then you bring a 1 bull. We learned that Bezdin needs to know where. If let's say they were over on 2 chatoim, Bezdin needs to know what they paskin. If they don't remember what they paskin, you don't bring a param davar. Man Tana, who's this Tana? This doesn't go according. I can tell you who it's not. It's not Rabbi Eliezer. It's not. A person ate both chaylev and noisy, you can make him a manavshach. He should be chayiv a chatos because at the end of the day he was over. Rav Ashi Omar Afilu Temer Rabbi Eliezer Shani Hocha Dechsiv. By parallel, David says, "Asher chatu aleha." They sinned on it, so you have to know. Hasamnami yoksiv asher chata ba. By a private chatas also it says the word ba. The same kind of diuk of aleha. It says ba. You have to know. No, the concept of misasek. Let's see what we have here. I don't know if you remember. This might bring back some memories. I don't know, positive ones.
Motze! Shabbos! Toilish! Skila!
Wait a minute, I was a misasek.
What's a misasek?
Since I intended to pick up something detached, but accidentally cut from something attached, that's called misasek. And it's pater on Shabbos because it's not meleches machshavos.
I've never heard of that in my life.
I'm all right.
Shabbos, איפה הארביס?
That's what they say at the Afghanis. I've never heard it. Shabbos Eifa Arbis. Shabbos Eifa Arbis. Something like that. It makes sense. Nazi, Shmatzi, Arbis, Shabbos, yeah. Okay, anyway, misasik means that if you thought that you're picking up something that's detached, but it happens to be attached, and you pull it, like sort of like, I don't know if it's a good example, like stepping on an ant. You walk into shul and you step on an ant on the street. Misasik. He had no idea, no melechas machshavas. He didn't think about doing this thing at all. So that's what the ba comes to exclude. My time they read the Kosovar ba kohalik sivi. Oh, boys, I checked this out, Givaldik. When you read it, it doesn't make any sense, but then you look at it again, then you chap. Where does it say 4 times kahal over here? Look. It says hakahol, hakahol. It's only twice. But the hey is 1, and the word kahol is 2, and therefore the next one is 3 and 4. So therefore that gives me what? 4 separate limudim. Very, very simple. I asked Yoshi to do this at the end of last year, so I don't know if he what exactly. Oh, hakahol, hakahol, hakahol. Oh, he didn't say what the limudim are. Oh, okay, fine. Huh? Maybe he did? No, he didn't. So here we're holding. Rabbi Yehuda says it says the word kahal 4 times. Reb Shimon says 3. And Reb Meir says 1, basically. Reb Shimon will say 2. Sorry, 2. It looks like 3, but it's really you need 2 for the drasha. So it turns out that Reb Shimon and Reb Meir says 1. You see how it's 2 limudim, but it's only equals 1 because it's like a gzera shava. You learn one from the other. So let's see inside. It would be nicer with what you learn from each one. That's what I really was looking for, but okay. It's Motzei Shabbos. In a hotel after a heavy-duty Shabbos. No, don't tell me you didn't go to the water. Did you go to the water? Nobody went. Like 90% of the people didn't go. I can't believe it. Okay, fine.
Yesterday.
You went. You did go. Okay. See, that makes me feel better. These other people, I'm not gonna. Oh my. Okay, here we go. I have no idea what we're holding. Oh. We said 3 lines at the top. No. My time of the review though. It says kahal 4 times. Kahal, hakal. Each word hakal is actually comprised 2 words. Kahal, kahakal. Kahal, hakal 4 times. So what do you learn from 4 times? Chad l'chayiv akol kahal v'kal. 1 teaches us each and every shevet must bring a carbon. V'chad lo hira tluya bebezdin u'maisa tala b'kal. This is Allah that we learned the other day, that in order to be chayiv, Bezdin is not the one that does the Aveira. Klal Yisrael does the Aveira. Bezdin Paskins, Klal Yisrael does the Aveira. V'chad l'greira, that if the shevet didn't sin, they also have to bring a carbon. If the other shevet sins, you bring a carbon too. Why? Because it says Akal. Now, if you want to know the deep, the pnimius hatayra, as Noam calls it, the pshat might be because it's a arvos. We're all brothers. We're all mishpacha. So they sin, I have to bring also. V'chad l'shevet she'oso b'hiraz beis dinoi, and the 4th one is when a shevet sins because its own bezdin told. That's a big chiddush. We said Sanhedrin, and here comes the Torah says no, even your own bezdin. There's only 3, says Reb Shimon. Why? Because the first hakol we can't learn. It says me'ini hakol, that doesn't count. So, but I have 3. Hakol, kahol, hakol. In other words, one of the hakols I'm only going to learn once, not twice. Why? Because me'ini hakol urche dekrohu. It's like me'ine, from, of the kahol. So it's that's how you speak. So you can't darshan it. The plan of from the eyes of so and so, of the eyes of so and so. So now I have 3. So what I'm going to learn is that you have to bring a carbon, says Reb Shimon, on each and every shevet. So if you look at the chart again, Reb Shimon all the way on the left says chatu shiva shvatim in red v'roiv tzibur. Kol shevet maybe 1 par. 1 per shevet. Not like Reb Meir that says 1 par for all of Klal Yisrael. Each and every shevet. In addition, says Reb Shimon, the bezin also has to bring 1. So if all 12 shvatim do an avera, 12 cows just for the 12 shvatim, plus 1, 13 from the bezin. Utrei achrina and the hakol and kol, the other 2, never lamata kahol, never lamata kahol, malam bezin. Im Hakol Afkan, Bezin Hakol, that was the drasha that we had all the way before. Here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and it says, Vikrivu Hakol, sorry, in the top pasuk, let's go to another one. This one right over here, let's say. No. Where was it? Right here. It says Adas Yisrael Me'enei Hakol, so you have Klal Yisrael, and Me'enei Hakol means the Bezdin. So just like Pasuk Gimel, Lamala, is talking about both Klal Yisrael and the Bezdin, so too the Lamata, Veikriu Hakol, who brings the carbon? Bezdin and Klal Yisrael also. So that's the 3 limudim. Meir, what is Meir? Kol Hakol Leidarish. I don't say, just because it says a hey, no, I only get 1 limud. Plus, so it says Hakol twice, so how many do I have? Total limudim? Only 2. That's why Yoshi did this. If you look on the bottom, Rebbe Meir learns only 2 drashas. Hakol, in blue and in purple, that's it.
Rebbe Shimon one is wrong. It should have been blurred out on the right side for Rebbe Shimon, not on the left side.
You're right, because he says Me'enei Hakol, so there's only 1 drasha on the first one, and 2 drashas on the second one. Very good. Maybe Dave could fix that. Let's see you, big talker, in front of everybody. You don't have your computer. Gary could do it. Gary could have done it in a second. You just say that? It's like what was that Maisa that he said? Oh, the mother could drive and say, said Rabbi Braverman in one of his stories. We have a lot of schayra. Rabbi Kaplan said it. You're right. Rabbi Kaplan said that his father from Chicago took it to try to teach him how to drive stick shift in his little Ford Pinto, and he couldn't do it. And finally, and then he paused and let him stew in it for a little bit. He said, you know, your mother knows how to drive stick shift, something like that. What was the lashon? Your mother could do it. And all of a sudden he's doing wheelies and he's driving the side. A little motivation doesn't hurt. Gary could do it. Wow. Check it out, Rabbi Isai. Let's see. No, not 100%, but you're getting there. It works. You see what we learned from Rabbi? One speech. We're not going to tell the rest of the stuff because it's going to improve everybody's lives. We want to keep it ourselves. But look, one tip. We got the guy to fix our chart in 1 second. Whatever. Kobe did it?
Left side needs to be colored.
Okay, Givaldi. Let's go weiter. I lost my clock here. What happened? I don't have a clock anymore? Oh yeah. Okay, we have 8 minutes left to do Amud Beis. It's very short, so it's not a problem. Shimon Elazar. Yeah, so we did Remeir. That was the drasha. Only has 2 kahals, and therefore it's 1 drasha. Only Bezin brings a carbon. Rabbi Shimon Elazar, my timer. Rabbi Shimon Elazar who explains Remeir and says you don't need both the majority of the Shvatim and the majority of the people. You don't need the popular vote and the electoral. My time, where do you get it from? The Alma miyuta, the miyut of Klal Yisrael. The Ksiv me'inei, part of them. Uksiv kilchalam bishgaga, kilchalam bishgaga. Fine. When do you say this? Kol nidre. Heard of Mari the Gemaisa from the Division Rebbe that they said you want these pills that make you fast, easy fast on Yom Kippur, and they advertise. They say when you get to Ne'ilah, your Ne'ilah, you'll feel like you felt by Kol Nidre. In other words, you're not going to be hungry at all. He says, my entire life I was waiting for a pill that by Kol Nidre you'll have the same pachad that you have by Ne'ilah. I don't need a pill by Ne'ilah that I feel like by Kol Nidre. Remember the Rubain miut aloi. Okay, Tzad. Also Shisha, so a roiv and not a miut. How? Ketzad also Shisha ve'im rubi shekahol. If 6 out of the 12 are the majority, oy shiva v'shein rubi shekahol chayavim. Daf Yomi Beis. Mam is short. Rabbi Shimon Rabbi Meir. Hold on a second. The middle Horayos. The pizza's coming. Sponsored by The Reb Shimon v'Reb Meir, the Rot Luya bebezdin u'Maisa Toli b'Kol Minalu. Reb Shimon and Reb Meir. Now, Reb Yehuda, the question is not on Reb Yehuda. Reb Yehuda learned from Kahal, but Reb Shimon and Reb Meir didn't learn from Kahal. The Rot Luya bebezdin u'Maisa Toli b'Kol Minalu. Reb Yehuda has the option of learning whatever he wants. He has four words, so he had 4 different things he learned from them. One of the things he learned from the 4 is that Bezin has to paskin, and Klal Yisrael does the Aveira. Bezin can't be part of the Aveira. So where does Reb Shimon and Reb Meir? They don't have enough words to learn this from. Where are they learning from? You can learn Nessa means they caused, what the Bezin caused Klal Yisrael to do it. Also from there you can learn it. If I only have one pasuk, I would think afilu miyuta. Even if it's the minority, the whole nation, you need more than a miyut. Because of l'chol mishgaga, of the bezin badei ruba, may I think that bezin has to participate. Only the congregation. As the Gemara of speaking about Zara, which is very severe, not the rest of the various that we're talking about in Parallel Davar. So you're right. It is talking about Avodah Zara, but I can learn to the rest of the Averis because it says Me'ene Hoyda Nesel Shgaga. One pasuk is talking about Avodah Zara. One pasuk is talking about the rest of the Averis, and maybe I learn one from the other. Sponsored by J2 Halav. Yeah, we're Rabbi Sai. This is probably similar to matzah pizza. Adar Global. I don't know what it tastes like. I have no idea.
Not that far. It's school pizza.
What?
School pizza. Tasted already.
You did?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
If you like school pizza.
School pizza. Okay, I'm looking forward. 12:15. What it's going to do over here? Okay, Adar Global, specialist in international financial services. Anonymous, Anonymous, in gratitude to Rebellion and MDY for promoting Achdus Yisrael, Avos Yisrael. We had mamish tremendous Achdus, but I got to say this. I said this in front of everybody. Couldn't control myself. I said, one thing bothers me. I said it on Shabbos in my speech. Not enough Tzioni Leumis, Dati Leumis, Kipas Rugaz.
You want me to put on my uniform now?
You're one. Shamshi's 2. Here in the room, there's not.
Not that they don't exist.
I said there's not enough. We had a bunch. We need more.
Here, right over here.
Eitan, did you see?
I'm no category.
He's the red frock meister. I don't know. You should have seen what he wore on. I don't know what Eitan is. He was competing with Van Diesel over here, whatever his name is. This is a mamish competition. They thought it was Purim or Halloween. Okay, whatever. Shkoyach. We got one guy from Los Angeles, the guy from Miami. It's the weather. It messes. Hayru bezin shalechad. Yiboilu. Okay. Yiboilu. Shev dechad Rabbi Yehuda b'Yeruah bezin agadol. In the Mishnah it says that Rabbi Yehuda holds that if the Bezdin Hagadol said, if the Bezdin of the Shevet paskin, so now the Gemara asks, Shevet Echad Rabbi Yehuda b'Yeruah Bezdin Hagadol. What about if not their own Shevet paskin, but the Sanhedrin paskin? Do the other Shvatim have to suffer? And do we say this? The word Hakahal teaches us that every Shevet has to bring a korban, even if the Sanhedrin tells you. Do we say, yeah, we have the Rov, but if that's only because there's a Rov. But if only one Shevet does the Aveira, they get the Psak and they do the Aveira, the rest of the Klal Yisrael doesn't have to bring a korban. No difference. Toshma. Here we have a machloikas. Do you bring 1 or 2? Now, the Gemara is going to break it down. L'chayre can bring a raya from here to our case that what? We're trying to prove. Again, one Shevet did an Aveira based on what? On Sanhedrin. Here we have a case It's like a riddle. It says you have to bring one carbon or two. Machloikis, one or two. What's the case? If let's say 7 shvatim did the Reb Shimon manya boy. Reb Shimon holds 7 plus 1. Why? That's right. Somebody came over to me and said, look, you had a kid. He made me cry. The kid was able to repeat the whole Gemara, that whole calculation with that thing. He says, you know what he did to me? That's why I'm only going to pick on kids now. Elo the Chodesh Shevet Echad. It's talking about, obviously, one Shevet did the sin. That's why one carbon or two carbon. And now let's break that down. It's 1. We got to 1. But is it Bezdin, their Bezdin, or is it Sanhedrin? Which one is it? Iber as Beis Dinoi Reb Shimon Leslie. Reb Shimon doesn't hold of your Bezdin. He says it has to be Sanhedrin. Elalaber as Bezdin Agadol. So it must be Sanhedrin Agadol. V'tanakama Mani. And now let's go break it down even more. Inem Reb Meir Harubabai. Reb Meir holds in order for. Let's go back to the chart. Reb Meir holds 1 cow, 1 bull. But look what he says. He has 2 conditions. It has to be the majority of the Shvatim and the majority of the people. It can't be 1 Shevet. It says, and Reb Shimon Elazar says either or. But you're not going to get a Roiv Kahal from 1 Shevet, right? So Reb Meir's out. It can't be Reb Meir, because Reb Meir doesn't say 1 Shevet brings 1 carbon. Ine Reb Meir or Rubavai. La Rabbi Yehuda. It must be Rabbi Yehuda. So Nachamal, we have Rabbi Yehuda, who says that in 1 Shevet, based on Sanhedrin, you bring 1 carbon. We have a great raya. Amri, no, not a good raya. No, what happened was 6 sinned. Vehein Reuben Shekal, and they are the Roiv, and it's not Rabbi Yehuda, and it's not Rabbi Meir. Who is it? Rabbi Shimon Elazar. And so why do you bring 1 carbon? Because Shimon Elazar holds. He says in the name of Rabbi Meir, if you have 6 that have the popular vote, that they're the majority, or 7 electoral, 7 shvatim out of 12, Mevim par Bezdin brings how much? 1. So because I don't have a raya yet to my question, according to Rabbi Yehuda, 1 shevet paskin by Sanhedrin Agadol, how many cows do you bring? How many bulls do you bring? Toshma Rabbi Yehuda shevet shasaberas beis dinoi. If the shevet did it with the sack of the Bezdin, oisay shevet chayiv shagol shvam turim. Ubayraz Bezdin Agadol. So what did I just read? I thought I was talking to the Israelis here. Sometimes in the Hebrew shir, I don't even explain. I just keep on going. I figure they understand. That shevet is chayiv, and the other shvatim are patur. But if it comes from a Sanhedrin, afilu shvar shvatim chayavim shmamino. That what? That if the psak comes from the Bezdin Agadol, everybody has to bring a carbon. Shmamino. I can prove this from the Mishnah. The Ktani, v'asa oisei hashevet al piyam, oisei hashevet chayav, u'shar kol shvatim p'turim. If that particular shevet listened to their particular Bezdin, that shevet is chayav, but everybody else is patur. Why do you have to say u'shar shvatim p'turim? Hatana oisei hashevet chayav. It already says that shevet is chayav, so obviously only them and nobody else. This is Horayos. It explains. Even the Tana is a shevet chayav. Since it already says that shevet is chayav, it's obvious that the other shvatim are patur. I almost want to be chutzpahdik over here. It's like you're so myrich in your words to explain why I understand that you don't have to be myrich in your words. I just chapped that now. You hear my question? The Gemara is saying, why do you have to explain yourself? Why do you have to say? All you need to say is that shevet is chayiv, and I would understand from that everybody else is patur. And how do I explain that question? In 45 words. You hear? And chap that. Here, let's do it again, just to understand what I'm asking. All right, Masnisa Nami Daiko. Here, the Mishnah is I could infer from the Mishnah. Diktani va'asa oisei hashevet al piyam oisei hashevet chayav u'shar kol hashvatim p'turim. That's what it says. That shev is chayiv, the others are potter. And look how the Gemara asks the question. Why do you have to tell me the other shvatim are potter? That would be a normal mesechta, regular, and the question would be over. No. The Gemara continues. V'kiv in the Tana is Shevet Chayav, and since it says the other Shevet Chayav, Memela Yadana Shashvatim Pturim. No, isn't that a little bit of an extra in the question? No, not really. It's because their particular bezdin from that Ruvain's bezdin paskin for Ruvain, and that's why the rest of the shvatim are potter, which makes a lot of logical sense. Why do I have to bring a carbon because your bezdin messed up? If it's the Sanhedrin that's in charge of all of Klai Yisrael, they messed up, and you guys went and ate chaylev, so I should suffer the consequences also because it's my bezdin that paskins. But when your bezdin paskins, you're potter. I could be medayik. When Sanhedrin paskins for all of Klai Yisrael, afilu shashvatim chayavim shma minod is a great raya. Should we stop over here?
Hebrew guys are coming in, so we have to.
Rabboisai, have a gewaldige week. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.